You are the author of New Legacy. What does that
Yeah.
mean to you, Adriana Smit?
Okay. Well, the term author is a really powerful concept to me because at some point, we need to review our lives, choose from the past the components that we want, and let go of what we don't want. And in so doing, we're able to author a new story. And if you really think about that word, authorship also gives us authority in our lives.
Yeah,
So being able to author means being able to rescript life. It means standing in our power and rewriting our lives. So to me, it's very empowering to be able to author a new legacy and write a new story.
yeah, I love that. And in order to do that, first step then would you say is to let go of the past?
That's right. That's right. And letting go of the past means facing, I mean, you don't have to live in the past, but it is an important aspect of the work to be able to reflect back and say, hmm, I want to keep some of this, but the rest, I'll let it go. And then, of course, you know, the mirroring work, which is so powerful. In the first stages of our lives, we get reflected back um, and mirrored back by our families, our first tribe. But what if those images that we get from them are unhealthy? What if the mirror is foggy? And, for me, at times, I've really felt like I was in, what do we call that when we go to the circus and you have those funny mirrors where you get distorted images of yourself when you stand in front of them?
Right.
So often I have felt like that growing up, and it made me want to pursue a clearer picture of who I really am.
Mm-hmm.
So just because we get reflections back from our first tribe doesn't mean they're always going to be accurate.
Mm-hmm.
And what I have found is that I, at different times in life, I was able to go within and provide a mirror for myself. So this is a whole other process I like to take people through because there will be times in life, like maybe the dark night of the soul, when you can't benefit from mirroring from other folks
Yep.
for one reason or another. So those are the times when it's important that you provide that for yourself.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And that's right. And of course, the next stage beyond that is learning to create empowering relationships. So once we do this inner work, it's a whole other skill set involved in rebuilding network of support around us. And if we feel that our first tribe couldn't provide us with the support that we need or the encouragement that we need, then we need to figure out how to recultivate from scratch
Right.
and, yeah, by intention, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And the mirror idea reminds me of, I believe it's Joyous Body, Wild Self in the book Women Who Run with the Wolves by Clarissa Pinkola Estes. And she's chatting with a friend and now colleague about, like, in her growing up, Clarissa was, she's more Hispanic, the heavy lower half of the body, closer to earth. And it was like, it was, she was told she was too big, too heavy, too this, too that. And her friend had a split between her teeth, and she was very tall and thin. She was told she was too thin, and that split between her teeth was something like the demons or something like that.
Aw.
Yeah, and when her friend went back to Africa and actually found her tribe, her people, they said the split between the teeth is a window to God. And
Interesting.
and they all pretty much had that, and they were revered for it as a tribe.
Yeah.
And when Clarissa went back, I think she went to family maybe in Mexico or whatever, and they were poking at her and like, ooh, you know, they just loved that she had that extra girth, and they did too, you know, and how honorable it was to have the body that they did have. And I think that's just such an American thing,
Yeah.
like not like your body, because culturally
Yeah.
they find the honor in it.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. It is something unique to America, and I've traveled quite a bit. I've also lived in South Africa for a time, and so I have some reference points where now it's easier to challenge these kinds of ideas because, you know, once you see how people in other parts of the world live, it's much easier. You know, a reality in one country or something that's valued in one country might be entirely different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even our symbol for like okay, you know, my signal for okay
That's
is not
right.
okay.
That's right. Absolutely.
I love it. All
Yeah.
right. Thank you.
You're welcome.